Welcome to Mortgage Talk 101 here on Super Talk 1270. Time to look behind the numbers. Buying, selling, refinancing. Mortgage Talk 101 addresses real issues in real estate. Now, live from the Super Talk 1270 studios, here's Mortgage Talk 101 host Joe Sheehan.
Good morning, everybody. This is Don Smith with Reddoor Homes. I'm sitting in here for Joe Sheehan, which I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to sit in for him. I'd like to first call out that to everybody that this is 9/11, and we all need to, in my opinion, never, ever take your security and your safety for granted. And always remember that the men and women always pay a price for that. Never take it for granted, and always realize that 9/11 has changed forever in terms of how we will always look at this day. And I just wanted to make sure that I gave this day the respect that it's due. I will give this day the respect it's due for the rest of my life. And I just want everybody to know that it's an important day and never to forget it and never to take it for granted. So with that lead in, I'd like to kind of let you know what we're going to do this hour. I think what we're going to term it is kind of taking a drive down Reddoor Home Lane. I'm excited to kind of inform you of kind of some of the things that may be going on behind the scenes that you obviously can get in your cars or trucks, drive around town, definitely see what we have going on. We're a very progressive. We're in a growth-oriented stance right now with this very healthy economy in terms of building. We offer quite a bit of range of spectrum of product, and I'm going to have a couple of guests on today. The first will be Rory Anderson, one of our extremely experienced, very well-informed sales consultant here at Reddoor Homes. He's going to give us some insight on from where you would initially come in our door and contend with what our processes are, and what kind of Rory will give you some insight on things that are to your advantage and benefit to make us your builder of choice. And then after Rory, we'll have Adam Moon, a personal builder here at Reddoor Homes. He's going to come in, and pretty much this show will align with what we do internally in our company, where if you come in and decide we're going to build your house, you start with the sales consultants. And then at a certain point in the process, as we'll get to here shortly, you're handed off to the building side of things. And a guy like Adam Moon, a personal builder, will end up seeing that your house is getting built per your contract, per your specs, and per your options. So with that said, hey, Rory, how you doing?
Hey, Don, thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Man, I really appreciate you, man. So with that said, let's talk about a couple of things. Let's kind of start with the flow, of like where this process all starts. So, people may drive around, see what we got going on, to maybe seeing our signs, our promos, or our billboards and things like that, and then all of a sudden they walk into the door at our down at our model park. So why don't you kind of take us through those initial steps of what happens at that point?
Sure, not a problem, Don. The big goal for us at Reddoor Homes is to, one, have the customer first and foremost in our thoughts and minds. When you come down to meet us in our model home center, we've had them open since April of 2011. And actually, we're one of the only builders in the state of North Dakota that has a model home center like we do. We're completely self-contained in our model home center. We have our interior and exterior selection centers, our design centers, for people to be able to view what options and what types of accessories they can put on their homes. So, you stop down and meet one of our four sales consultants. You're greeted by our receptionist, and we come down and meet with you, take you through a little tour of what we have at the Model Home Center. We have 2 homes built on site. We actually have a ranch-style home that's about 1,600 square feet and a 2-story home that's about 2,300 square feet. And what we really tried to achieve with the Model Home Centers were to put options into the homes that people could actually visualize and see.
Right.
Instead of just coming in and saying, well, you could add knockdown texture. We have that in the Model Home Center, so you can see what it looks like on your walls.
Right.
Things like chamfered corners and bullnose corners. These are different options that people like to incorporate into their homes, and we have them all there for people to be able to see. And Beyond that, we really like to make this process an easy and very user-friendly process for our customers.
What's kind of like, if I come in as a customer, what's the range of kind of how many floor plans do you offer? I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty of options, but how many houses do I get to pick from?
We have a large variety of home plans, and it is not just a specific style. A lot of the area is predominantly a split level built area. And we do offer those type of plans, but we also offer the plans, the slab on grade, ranch style plans up to the slab on grade, 2-story plans. We've got multi-level plans, but we've got a variety of about 30 different plans in our portfolio for people to be able to choose from and customize or to their needs.
Right, and desires. And you know what? With those 30 plans, we offer 2 or 3 different elevations. So
we do, yep. And each plan is going to have a different elevation. You'll have your starting elevation A, but you'll have options for B and C, which just are another extension of being able to personalize the home to your taste.
Right. And those model homes must really help people visualize. Instead of on paper, and then all of a sudden you're trying to think about what that house might feel like or look like, and here you can actually demonstrate the product that they could actually purchase.
Well, not every single person out there can just look at a piece of paper and see a bunch of drawn lines on there and visualize what their home is going to look like and feel like and how they're going to be able to utilize it. And that's one of the large advantages we have with our model home center.
Right.
Is people get to touch and feel the actual homes themselves and the floor plans. And,
right.
There's a big advantage for a person being able to come in and see what they're buying rather than just looking at a piece of paper and saying, oh, this looks like it's going to work for me.
Exactly. And as we do at Reddoor Homes, we run a business model. We are a formal home building company. We have a business plan. We have goals. We build partnerships within the community with subcontractors, suppliers. We have set processes and systems and things that I've been on with Joe prior to this show and have alluded to at that point. But with that formidable business model, if I don't see that the 2 models will work for me, you have the ability to take me down the street somewhere where we're building another several houses, and you can almost demonstrate a larger spectrum than just those 2 models, correct?
We can. At any given time, we've got 60 to 100 homes going up, and that's a real advantage for our customers because, beyond our model home center, there's other floor plans available, with having 30 floor plans. And There's a really good chance that at some point we're going to have the home floor plan that you're looking at going up and be able to view it. So, we have different areas that we work within, and we really have the ability to take customers to show those floor plans. And it's really exciting for them to actually be able to see and feel those.
Well, before we go to the break, I'd like to allude to the fact that when we come back, we might talk about some specific benefits and advantages of our product line and, some of the things that you may consider prior to making us your builder of choice. We'll get into those specifics here shortly, and I appreciate everyone listening in. Thank you.
Right now, it's 48.
You're never more than a few minutes from a weather update here on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back, guys and girls. I appreciate you guys listening in today. As Rory and I talked a little bit off the air right before this segment, let's talk about after the customer comes in the door, takes a look at our models, and says, what's the next step? How do you guys take care of that? And why don't you talk a little bit about that in detail about what would happen after you get that little product tour with the models, and now they're already starting to lean into maybe making that decision to make us their builder of choice.
Absolutely, Don. Our process is really centered around the discovery process with our customers. And I think that that's really important because we take the time to find out, who you are, who your family is. How many kids you have, what ages are they, what schools are they going to, how long have you been living in your current location, a variety of different avenues and different questions, and the reason behind the discovery process is to really personalize this. This home is going to most likely be the largest singular investment that a person's going to make, and to just come in and say, okay, I like that one and I want to go go with that floor plan and that color. We want to take a little bit step further. Maybe there's things that you don't even realize would be helpful in your home towards you. So in our discovery process, that's one of the things that we're trying to do, trying to figure out what we can do for you, your family, and how we can make it work for you.
So align me with the product that would better fit what I'm looking for, and based on a case-by-case situation where you kind of profile that, figure out not only the square footage size, but maybe I want my master up, or maybe I want my master down, or maybe I'm very interested because I've got a tight budget. Maybe slab on grades where I need to be because again, basements are going to be more expensive than slab on grades. We know that. So maybe you're dealing with an affordability index. So those are the things that he's talking about in terms of discovery, trying to figure out exactly what and who our customer is going to be. And then from there, we can dial in some expectations and set some standards of trying to meet them or exceed them in terms of what we're going to be able to do for them.
Personalizing it to your needs. It's all about personalization with us and making sure that we're putting it into the right product for your needs and for your family. And,
right.
With the 30 different floor plans that we have available for our customers, and every one of our floor plans is actually available online on our website, which is www.reddoorhomesnd.com. You have a chance to go through the different floor plans that we have. They're interactive floor plans.
Right.
So if you want to add a master luxury bath option to the floor plan, you can actually click on that option. It'll depict on the floor plan.
It's awesome.
Yeah, nobody else is doing this. And, and it helps the visualization process in order to be able to kind of know what you're getting with it. And beyond that, there's a good chance, like we talked about earlier, of being able to go and view that home in that floor plan.
Right. That's killer. Okay, so let's just say this. Now you kind of got a discovery on me. You're kind of knowing who I am, what my family is, and you kind of got me out on paper, right? So at this point, you're kind of narrowing it down, and you maybe got me into a product. You got me into a floor plan. We're kind of going to go with it. So let's just use the scenario that, those decisions have been reached, right? Mm-hmm. You think and I have met a decision on what we're going to do, right? So obviously you've been able to show me a floor plan, and we've made a few decisions and talked about some things. Now let's go deeper. Let's go into that selection process, my fit and finish, my colors and things like that. So what happens after the point of where we're at today, right now in this process?
After the discovery process, and we've picked out the floor plan, picked out the major structural options that we need for contracting. We do our builder agreement package, and that moves into the selection process that you're talking about. And we actually have on site a selections coordinator named Corey Dobitz. Has been with us for about a year and a half now.
Yeah, she does a good job for us.
She does a great job. And what happens after the contracting is about 7 days after contracting. You're going to have a scheduled appointment with Corey Dobitz, and she's going to introduce you again to our design center. And what her job is to help you designing the interior and exterior color selections for your home, adding different options. Again, everything being right there in our design centers.
Exactly. And we worked hard, again, back to that business model component of home building where we can offer that in terms of having, as Rory says, like a self-contained ability to fit and finish this house. All decisions can be reached on site with our model. We have exteriors on one model and interior selections on another. Corey's very well versed on, again, trying to understand what that customer is looking for. She's done it enough to where she can kind of, help educate, coach some different things that are going to happen with that house. Again, she's going to probably work again with some budget components to where, hey, I may pick something, but maybe I can't afford that. Or, now that I have my budget established, what is available to me in terms of that selection process. So Corey does a real good job about, getting that all flushed out and everybody making a decision and filling in the blanks on everything that may end up being involved with that house.
Well, I think you just nailed it right there, Don. Budget. Everybody's on a budget. It's a payment budget. It is a budget for the max that you can spend on a home. But I guess the one thing that with our process and that we really try to centralize is our customers knowing exactly where they're at all times for their price point. You're not going to come to us and 2 weeks before you're closing on your home, going to find out that your home was $30,000 higher than what you originally expected it to be. That's because of the way our process. We're very process orientated, and we do this so things aren't missed. We're very heavily documented. We want to make sure that people at all times know exactly where they're at, what they're getting, and have complete transparency throughout the entire process.
Right.
And Corey does a great job with helping that out, and that's in our selections process.
How about some of the little specifics of things that we're talking about in terms of that house? You walk up, and obviously you got floor covering. You obviously have some windows. You got roof. You got shingles. You got siding. Tell me some of the little specific advantages and benefits of some of the things that we do here at Reddoor Homes that can pretty much set us apart and drive us into that quality standard that we all want to achieve.
Mobility. I mean, one of the largest components of our company is the ability to accept feedback that we're getting from our customers and be mobile enough to make changes to better ourselves. And 2014 was a big year for us. We have made great strides in introducing new products into our homes that do nothing but better what we do right now.
Give me a couple examples.
A couple great examples. First and foremost, we offer a 10-year structural warranty on our homes.
That's a big one right there. Do you know of anybody else offering that?
I don't know of anybody else right now in North Dakota that's offering that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's a big one right there. 10-year structural warranty. And that's offered by a company that we've enlisted a relationship with. And basically it would be attached to your home for 10 years. That's a structural warranty. And there's obviously some parameters and standards that are going to get into way too much detail for this radio show, but it is definitely a big benefit because 10 years is a long time.
10 years is a long time. And, if you go back to what we talked about a little bit earlier in budgets, again, everybody being on a budget or seemingly being on a budget, what the 10-year warranty does is give you peace of mind. Mm-hmm. When you have something major that comes up and needs to be replaced, how is that going to affect your monthly budget that you have for you and your family? And now, if you don't have to worry about that because this is taken care of for you, I mean, that's obviously going to help a person's peace of mind.
How about that equipment and some of these little fit and finish things like windows or heat and air and those that I obviously know about, but go ahead and tell me some of the advantages of those.
Well, along with our 10-year warranty that we introduced this year, we did make some changes to some of the products that we did.
Right.
We introduced Trane HVAC units, 95% efficient gas furnaces,
right,
and Trane 13-SEER air conditioner. And now one of the largest reasons we went with Trane is they also have a 10-year warranty to coincide with the 10-year warranty that we offer on all of our homes. Mm-hmm. Trane being one of the best names in the business in what they do. Besides that, beyond that, we've gone to Simonton casement windows as our standard window.
Right.
Simonton has been named by J.D. Power and Associates the best of the best, basically the last 6 years that they've been introduced into that category.
Right. That's important. I mean, we're talking quality here, right? I mean, both those companies are reputable national platform companies. And again, we partnership with those companies to be able to afford the opportunity to get those into our product and pass those benefits and advantages onto our customers. So those are two good points. Tell me something about some of the plants that we talk about from a design standpoint or energy efficiency standpoint.
Energy efficiency is becoming more and more popular as a topic of conversation for people. There's new energy codes that are going to be coming down in the next few years that every builder will have to adhere to. I guess we like to be a little bit ahead of the game and adhere to those standards before they even come down.
Right.
So standards for us, a 2x6 exterior wall with R21 insulation is a standard for us.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Simonton casement windows are a standard for us.
Right.
R50 blown-in attic insulation is a standard for us. It is very important to us to have the components to not only build green, but to be Energy Star rated.
Right. And keep my utility bills as a customer in line, right? Because, I mean, if I've got an affordability and a budget issue, I just, again, I get it with the high ceilings and things, and they look good, but I'm going to probably pay for conditioning all that space. So, if I design my house correctly and it is energy efficient, it's going to save me money in the long run, and, it's going to keep my bills in line.
Well, you look at what we experienced this week for weather. We go from 90 degrees on Monday to 40 degrees on Tuesday, and with that, you're going to want to have your home as efficient as possible and make sure that the person who's building your home is doing that. And that's one of the keys of our building process.
Sounds good, man. I think I'm getting flashed. We're going ready to go to break. We'll get into this a little bit further when we return. And again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks.
Right now, it's 48.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2, only on Super Talk 1270.
An unbelievable series of events, all beginning with a plane crashing into the World Trade Center.
The nightmare is real. A coordinated wave of terrorist attacks has taken perhaps thousands of American lives.
The worst terror attack in U.S. history. New York on full terror alert. The bridges,
is that there's been a terrible loss of life.
Shut down, and the World Trade Center is gone.
September 11th, 2001. Our world changed forever on a beautifully clear late summer day. The unimaginably evil attack by those who are jealous of our freedoms tears at the heart, eats at the soul, and defies all reason. One thing is clear. Our country is at war. There is an enemy who is trying to destroy us, our values, our way of life. Most Americans alive today were born after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. We have heard about the deep feelings of patriotism and anger that Americans felt on that day of infamy. Now, like it or not, we have our own Pearl Harbor. We have our own day of infamy. Once again, America has been targeted. Once again, we must stand, united, for freedom.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward.
Revulsion, anger, revenge. These are words that have new meaning for us all today.
Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts.
But there's another side to the horrors of this day. Sorrow, grief, and anguish. Thousands of innocent people woke up, took a shower, kissed their loved ones goodbye, and went to work as usual, never to return. They are gone. They will be missed. They will never be forgotten. What can we do now? Remember the victims. Remember the senselessness of these acts of terrorism. Unite in our prayers for the dead. Unite behind our country's leaders. And never forget.
The resolve of our great nation is being tested. But make no mistake, we will show the world that we will pass this test. God bless.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California.
All right. That reiterates again how important this day is, 9/11. Show it respect. Show it respect. Don't take it for granted out there. We walk around and we know men and women are in the line of fire for us to be able to do that. Don't forget it. Okay, with that said, I'm going to welcome in Mr. Adam Moon. He just arrived here, and what we're getting to is we're getting real close to what we call a handoff inside this process. And it's not a distinct handoff where Rory doesn't make contact with our customer anymore, but there's a transitional process here, and we call it pre-con. It's a pre-con meeting that is, again, another set structured part of our system and process. So with that said, we're going to just clarify that I'm the customer. We basically have made our decisions, most of them anyway, a very high percentage of them. I've got a ratified contract with Red Door. I know what plan I'm going to have. Most of my options are established. Everything is pretty much ready to go and hand off to now what we call the production department and start getting this house built. So with that said, we have a requirement, a pre-con meeting before we get going on that to formally finalize everything. So with that said, welcome, Mr. Adam Moon.
Good morning.
I appreciate you coming in.
Not a problem at all.
I know you're busy. You got a few houses to build out there?
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple. Well, with that said, let's talk about that pre-con meeting. It is held in our conference room, and mostly the builder runs it, but Rory or our sales consultant is there in person as well. It's a joint team effort for that process. So why don't you talk a little bit in detail about what that pre-con meeting stands for and what we're going to cover in that?
Okay. The pre-construction meeting is probably the most important meeting after the home is bought. It gives us the chance to have all three parties in there, the construction manager, the personal builder, myself, or another builder, the sales associate, and the homeowner. It gives us the opportunity to make sure we're all on the same page as far as what we're building, what's going into the home, and pretty much the process at that point on. I will introduce myself and usually hand a card over, tell them that I'll be contacting them weekly. And, if they have questions, by all means, they can always contact me anytime. Sales, we're all pretty much on the same page at that point.
So we're going to review not only from where and how my house is placed on the lot, but all my paperwork internally, right, that Rory's pretty much filled out.
Correct.
Corey's helped fill out in terms of item sheets, color sheets, any change orders that I may have. We're going to specifically overview the house plan, hit on some specific areas of that house plan to make sure, again, like you say, we're going to be clarified, all on the same page, so I can go out as a company to execute your dream home. Correct?
Exactly.
With that said, let me ask you this. So if that's my first meeting with you, right, at that pre-con meeting,
Yep.
then where am I at from there forward in terms of communication, not only with you as my personal builder, because again, we put personal builder as a title because it is a personal thing to build a house,
Yep.
correct for me? So with that said, what kind of communications do I get and what I should be expected to see after that pre-con meeting?
At that point, we'll clarify what type of communication they want. It's a weekly conversation.
That's a requirement, correct?
It's a requirement, yep.
From Red Door. So that is a commitment back to our customer base that you will get a weekly update, correct?
Yep, whichever form they want. Some customers like email because they don't have time to talk on a phone or a text. Some prefer a phone call.
Right.
And a lot of these customers are new first-time buyers, so they have questions. So sometimes they want to email you because they can get out 3 or 4 questions at a time. You have time to get the answers to them, and they feel better that way. Because some people, they don't like talking on the phone. They prefer, okay, thanks for the update, and then, they prefer the email type form.
Right, and then keeping that customer informed is very important to us. Again, Rory, you haven't probably not contacted them either. You're going to probably stay in touch with them as well, too, from time to time.
I'm going to stay in touch with them, absolutely. And we're always going to be there. And I think that's one of the big keys to why we're successful with the business model that we follow is, constant communication with our customer. We're always a text, an email, a phone call away. And the quick response time and addressing the issue if there's an issue or addressing the concern is something that we like to pride ourselves on, and we want to make sure our customers have the understanding, again, alluding back to that transparency, understanding exactly what they're doing, what we're doing, and what they're getting through the process.
Exactly. So we're going to kick the house off. We're going to start building it. Adam's calling me, once a week. You're going to be in touch with me, and, you two are going to be talking. Obviously, you'll have more than one house to build, and you'll have more than one customer to take care of. So with that said, when will the next time I'll be able to get to have a formal meeting in terms of such like as a pre-con? Is there, we're going to do something like what we call a frame tour, is it?
Yeah, we once all the trades are complete on the home as far as rough mechanical, rough electric, and plumbing, installation goes in the home. We get the customer back out there, make sure it's safe, cleaned up for them so they don't trip or anything like that.
That's a good thing.
We'll walk the home with them, review the contract one more time on site, just to verify that everything is in place where it's supposed to be. Nothing is moved, nothing is missed.
Right.
And also just to check for locations as far as, simple as cable outlets or a telephone or something like that.
Right. And you're gonna point out to some of the things that I won't be able to see after I get sheetrock.
Correct.
Whether it's insulating factors, maybe window installation, some of the flashing details we use.
Exactly.
Anything that we might be able to demonstrate and show them prior to that sheetrock going on. And it's important because, now your sheetrock goes on, you don't know what was behind that wall. So this frame tour serves as a real good visual and educational meeting to kind of bring to light and help clarify and educate some of the benefits and specifics that are going to go back into how we build houses.
Exactly.
That sounds good. And we have a set form for that, don't we? We have a specific content to cover. So
we actually have a form that actually shows everything we need to talk about, discuss, walk around the outside, the inside of the house, elevation, pretty much everything that's in that house at that point is on that form for us to, not only just for us to review it, but also so we don't miss something for that customer.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You calling me weekly, or I may be hearing from Rory, but you know what? I just kind of want to meet you. I want to meet you again, and we're going to be on site. Can I get you to meet me from time to time?
I'm always available. Now my schedule does fluctuate, so
right.
by all means, if you want to meet me out there, yeah, we can definitely meet on site.
Again, we're stressing business model. We're going to stress communications here. It's very important that is second to none. And, sometimes we may have to tell somebody exactly, they may not want to hear it, but at least we're being real with it. Weather will set us back. Sometimes in this hot, heated economy, labor shortages are a real thing. They're a real thing for everybody. But we strive in terms of that business model to be able to hold to that production schedule and, deliver you. Again, we'll get back to that in a minute, but we're the only builder that can give you a guaranteed completion date. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That is 100% correct.
The only builder. Is that correct?
Yep.
And we do a very good job at not only managing that process to make sure we hit that date or exceed that or, better that date, but I think it's important. If I'm going to spend that kind of money with a builder, I think I need to know when I'm going to get my house instead of, I don't know or TBD. I'd like that. I like that part. Very important for us to be able to make that as a goal and make it happen. With that said, I think we're getting ready to go to a break, and we'll get into a few more specifics in the construction process when we get back. Thanks.
Right now, it's 48.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back, everyone. I think we're getting pretty close to, hopefully my house is getting finished. Is that correct? All right, let's look at that. Okay, so we get this house finished, right? And we're going to finish it to our standards, to our quality, to our expectations first, right? We don't expect our customers to define the quality. We're here to define the quality for them, and then that should meet or exceed their expectation of quality, right?
Exactly.
So let's say we've got this house finished. Now, what's that last formal step in terms of hopefully me getting my house?
What we call it is the orientation tour. It gives us an opportunity to meet the homeowner on the site, to walk them through their home.
Is my house finished at this point?
Your house is finished at this point.
Finished,
ready to, if you could, walk in and live there if you wanted to.
That's a real key point, I think. If we can get our houses finished, which we're doing, there's no doubt about that, and we're introducing a completed house, right?
Yep.
So that's important because that's our goal. And I want to say that, that's a target that I don't know how many people are hitting, but a completed home is very important to me to have the customer be able to get, right?
Yes.
So, again, you're going to walk me through.
I'm going to show you how operate the windows, ask you to open and close the doors, show you where the shutoffs are for the sinks, toilets, how electrical outlets work here and there for the GFIs, electrical panel. Pretty much just let you know, because a lot of the homeowners are the first-time buyers. They don't know where these items might be, how to operate it. So take the time to show them how to use it.
That's good. So after that process, we got what? How long?
About 10 days after we walk it before the closing setup.
And those 10 days are serving what purpose?
Just in case there's any kind of cosmetic issue you might take care of. This way here, if you do notice something that isn't working properly or something catches your eye you don't like, we have the opportunity to have it 100% completed for you by the time you close.
And that, again, is our goal.
That is our goal. That is what we want to do for every homeowner.
I think a big point that needs to be made in that is at that point when a customer is actually at the closing table and they get a chance to close on their home and move into it, we're not trying to schedule trades around their schedule to come in after they've moved in.
It's
too hard.
Right. It's disruptive and, it's cumbersome,
It is.
And I mean, you go buy a new car, I don't think they bring it into the shop when you're trying to get a new car and work on it and then give it back to you. Again, the automotive industry has it down. I mean, when you get a car, it's mostly there. It's drive it off, turn the key, go fill it up, and go. That's our goal in the home building business in a true business model, right? And, again, after closing, the warranties that, warranty. We're going to have our own internal warranty for the first year after you move in, correct?
Yep.
It's administered and tracked. We take it serious after closing as well. So with that said, I get to the point where I'm going to close on my house. Rory, I'm sure, is going to be around, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always at the closing table with our customers.
Right. And then from there, we're pretty much...
Like you said with the automotive, turn your key and go fill your fridge up. You're ready to move in.
right?
But the service doesn't end there, Don. You
Yeah.
know, after the sale's complete and the closing is complete, you know, at that point, our warranty team is there for our customers to take care of any needs that they have after they move in.
Right.
And there can be a little correcting things, you know, as a home is.
It's not a perfect.
It's not. And we have the department there in place to make sure that our customer is taken care of in a timely manner.
Right. Well, let's do a couple of things real quick because I know we're getting short on time. I'm going to start with Mr. Moon here. Why don't you give me some advantages and benefits that you think Red Door offers, second to none, that you pride yourself on, doing it on a day-to-day basis, or why I, as a customer, if I'm listening, you know, why should I consider you to be my builder of choice?
By hands down, our customer service, our communications. We talk to the customers, you know, weekly, daily if need be.
I can get hold of you.
You can get hold of me anytime you want.
Exactly. And that's not because you work for me. It's because I'm your customer.
Exactly. My phone rings at all time of the day, night, weekends. It don't matter. And
right.
I'm easy to get a hold of. Like I said, we like to take time because, like I said, our customers are some of the first-time buyers, so we make sure they're comfortable. They're not scared of buying a house. We take care of them.
Would you say you're striving for that quality?
Our quality is probably our biggest goal in the field as far as the builders go. We want to make sure that house is built quality. We want to make sure that when a customer gets there, whether it be a frame tour, just anytime they walk in and that house they see nothing other than their dream home.
And quality is just not given, it's earned. You have to enforce it, you have to administer it, you have to put it in everybody's heads, sub-suppliers.
Yep.
You guys, everybody needs to understand that word, how to spell it and how to make it happen, because there's a lot of processes going on with that house getting built.
It's a team effort. I mean,
right?
Everybody's in process. Everybody's involved in it.
Okay, well, with that said, we're getting close here, but I haven't been flashed the 2-minute yet. But let's talk about Rory. What's the advantages? What from where you're standing right there? How do you see it?
You know, I would think the largest advantage is the ease of process with our company. You know, it is as easy as a person could come into our model home center today, demo our models, you know, get a chance to touch, feel, and breathe in the model homes.
Am I going to know how much that's going to cost me?
You're going to know how much that's going to cost you. We have everything pre-priced out, Don. You know, we're one of the only builders in the state that does that, has everything pre-priced out for you. But beyond that, the ease of the process and how fun we make the process. But a person could come in and pick out a home plan, be contracted on their options, and be moving into the process in 1 day's time with us.
Right.
You know, that is the premise behind how we are set up, you know,
right.
how our processes work.
Right. Well, it's important. I mean, in a business model, in terms of home building, regardless of the economy state, regardless of what you deal with, what kind of product you offer, it has to be dedicated from start to finish with an end result of being able to give that customer a completed home, 100%, turn the key, walk in, move in, and start your life. And, you know, it's a big deal. It's a lot of money, and it's an emotional process to build a house and go through that. And I think you're sensitive to that, correct?
We are definitely sensitive to that, and being there for the customer is what helps us to do that and to exude that we're actually working for our customer. Just like Adam said, you know, we're always there for our customers. We want to make sure that we have quick response time if there's an issue that's brought
right.
up. But again, just making the process enjoyable, taking a little bit of the awkwardness out and some of the unknowns in the process, clearly defining what we are doing and what we are doing for you as our customer are all key points of our business and our business model.
Right. And again, setting expectations is important as well. Otherwise, you know, you've got to help me understand what's going to happen and what am I getting ready to go through? Because if you don't educate me, I'm going to be at a loss. So those communications are probably very important to what we're doing in terms of that business model, correct?
Communication is key. Communication right. is key in almost any facet of life. You know, communication being the number one key to what needs to actually happen, and communicating to our customers, being there for our customers, having Adam Moon on site, having a person like you on site. I mean, we want to make sure that our customers throughout the entire process feel very, very clear and very comfortable with what we're doing and have that communication level. There's not a lot of other builders out there that have the level of communication that we have.
It'd be tough to find that level.
There is
very, very
far and
tough.
far between.
And speaking of that, due to the fact that we've got this show and today, do you got anything else that you'd like to sign off on in terms of what you have going on the sales side there for today?
Yeah, I'd really like to extend an offer to anybody who is out there listening to our show today. We're pretty excited about having the opportunity to come in and speak to the viewer or the listeners, I guess, about what we do differently, where we're going. And with that, we'd like to extend the offer of a $1,500 design center credit.
Right.
When you come in, it'll be good through the end of September here, so September 30th.
Correct.
And that'll be used for any options or upgrades within our Red Door Homes Design Center. So just come in, mention to the sales consultant that you're working with at the time that you listen to the radio show, and you'll be given a $1,500 design center credit.
Right, and that's towards anything I might want to. That's design center, right? So that's where my fit and finish comes in.
Exactly, your fit and finish. I mean, that can range from cabinets to flooring to bathroom accessories, bathroom fixtures, doorknobs.
Right. To clarify, that is not a $1,500 discount.
No, it's not a $1,500 discount.
Right.
That is $1,500 to design the home the way that you want within our design center and our selections coordinator, Corey Dobitz.
Right. And we've got plenty going on right now, right? I mean, we've got plenty of product. We've got a lot of land position. We've got a lot of opportunity in this market in different segments of areas of town, correct? And so you can probably fit me into a product no matter not only what my price point might be, but what my needs are in terms of size, big, small, medium. We're going to always determine what's going to be best for your needs and your family's needs. We do have a lot of exciting things that are coming up here starting this fall that we're going to be introducing into the community of Bismarck Mandan that we're really excited to share. Something that has not been done in this area before. And that's the beauty of Red Door Homes and Verity Homes is having that ability to offer things that nobody else is offering out there. Back to that business model, correct? Back to the business model, Don. That's exactly right. You two are an integral role in that business model, sales, production, and you guys we built a real good team. That's a goal as part of that business model, to have a team effort, because, again, Roy's going to bring them in. He's going to hand them off to Adam to get the house built. And then from there, we talked about it today, about what we can offer. I really appreciate everyone listening in. I want to say a shout out to Joe Sheehan again. Thank you, sir, for giving me a chance to host this show. And I look forward to talking to you soon and appreciate your business relationship as well. Thank you, guys.
People shuffling